Thousands of market basket workers, shoppers, and other supporters and said, "We're blowing the bugle again today, and you have to answer it. I'm sad to have to ask you. You've given so much. But you have to give more. We are firm in our resolve. We stay where we are, doing what we're doing until they return our leader." That leader is Arthur T. Demoulas, the man who had overseen 6 years of double-digit growth as Market Basket CEO, and who, over more than 40 years with the company, had engendered extraordinary loyalty from his management team, employees, customers, and suppliers. Yet Arthur T., often referred to as RDT or by his initials ATD, was now the former CEO. He had been ousted just weeks before this rally by the company's board of directors. This created a standoff with two opposing sides. On one side stood the majority shareholders and 5 of the 7 members of the board of directors. This side was led by Arthur T.'s cousin and rival, Arthur S. Demoulas, who used a slim majority stake, 50.5%, to take control of the board and propose some radical changes. The plan was to shift as much liquidity to the shareholders as possible. This involved leveraging the company, in layman's terms, borrowing money, and paying shareholders an immediate and continuous dividend of all excess cash, starting with $300 million in the fall of 2013. Moreover, the majority shareholders planned to sell their shares, from all appearances, to a Belgian holding company of supermarket brands called Delhaize Group, which owned a local competitor, Hannaford. Arthur T. had been the key obstacle to their strategy, so they fired him and replaced him with 2 new CEOs, Felicia Thornton, who had held executive roles at Albertsons and Kroger, and James "Jim" Gooch, the former CEO of Radio Shack, with additional executive experience at Sears and Kmart. After taking the reins, the co-CEOs promptly fired 8 of Arthur T.'s most faithful managers. On the other side of this conflict, Arthur T.'s side, were employees, all non-union workers who call themselves associates, customers, suppliers, and a growing contingent of lawmakers. They were fighting for the man who they believed had always fought for them and whose management style had fostered a unique company culture. He championed profit sharing, bonus checks that often paid 4 figures or more each year, paid days off if a worker needed to tend to a sick loved one, scholarships to help pay for employees to attend college, low prices, high quality, and exceptional service for customers, and flexibility and reliability to suppliers. His supporters wanted more than to save this man's job, however. They saw this as a struggle to save a culture and business model that was important for New England. Market Basket was more than a grocery store for these people. It represented an ideal, a way of life that should not, could not be tampered with. Paulenka read what he called the Butcher's Bill, a list of those who were fired by the new CEOs or had walked out in solidarity. They now composed a tightly knit management team that represented a growing movement of protesters. Joe Guerin, 49 years. Tom Gordon, 40 years. Tom Trainer, 41 years. Jim Miamis, if you count the 7 years part-time, 76 years, he said, pausing for applause, and one of the finest gentlemen I've ever met. The list named 18 senior managers with a combined tenure of more than 700 years with the chain. Then Paulenka turned to the co-CEOs who replaced Arthur T. Jim Gooch, 3 weeks. Felicia Thornton, 3 weeks. Paulenka paused, allowing the boos to echo among the protesters. "I think that's a bad deal." The stakes were tremendous. Market Basket is a $4.5 billion regional supermarket powerhouse. Unease was setting in about how the region would be affected if the chain reached the point of bankruptcy. If Market Basket were to go under, it could have a ripple effect with devastating consequences. Jobs would be impacted first. Market Basket directly employs more than